Hello ladies and gentlemen, in this video we are going to see about the causes of inflation. What are all the causes of inflation? So causes of inflation was of three types. First one is a demand pull inflation, inflation due to demand. Next one is cost push inflation, inflation due to the cost increase in the cost of production. Third one is the other related factors. We are going to see it in a step by step manner. First one, on a demand pull inflation. Demand pull inflation is nothing but an increase in the demand for a particular product. So what are all the reasons for the increase in the demand for a particular product? Whenever there is an increase in the demand, the prices will increase in the market. So we are going to see about what are all the reasons for an increase in the demand for a product and demand pull factors. First one is increase in population. This is a basic factor of increase in the demand. Whenever the population size of a particular place or particular country is keep on increasing, then the resource available in the country will become scarce. It cannot be able to fulfill the increase in the population. Take for example, in a country stock, there is only some 1 lakh kg of a rice. There is only 1 lakh kg of a rice availability, which can satisfy some, take for example, some 50,000 people. Okay, so there is a 1 lakh kg of a rice which can satisfy a 50,000 people. If the population increased to 60,000, then what will happen? The demand for a rice will be increased. Unless and otherwise there is an increase in the rice production, there will be an increase in the demand, which leads to the increase in the price of a product. So this is what the basic causes of a increase in the demand. Whenever there is an increase in the population, there will be an increase in the demand, unless and otherwise the production is increased. So this is a factor that increase in the population will lead to the increase in the demand, which leads to increase in the price, which is nothing but a inflation. Second one is a change in the consumption pattern of a people. So what is mean by consumption is that people were consuming the products regularly. Okay, we are consuming food, we are consuming clothes, we are consuming petrol, we are consuming diesel, then we are consuming other products. So this is the consumption. The products that we are using is known as a consumption. So what happens changes if people following some regular practice, a particular people practicing some regular practices for many years, but if this practice changed suddenly, then there will be an increase in a demand for that particular product, which leads to the inflation. Take for example, nowadays people are more aware about their health. Nowadays people are more aware about their health. They are searching for organic products, they are searching for protein rich products. So people nowadays suddenly becoming organic due to the awareness they get through the internet, through education. So people shifts from daily practices, their daily food habits, to organic food habits, protein rich food habits. They are searching for a protein rich foods. So there is a change in the consumption pattern, so which leads to the increase in the price of organic products, protein rich products. So this is one of the factor, increase in the changes in the consumption pattern, sudden changes in the consumption pattern. Next one, increase in the government expenditure. So government, whenever the government expenditure increases, a product's price, a product's demand will also increase. Take for example, if the government is proposed a project to construct a road for some 1,000 kilometers. If a government proposed to construct a road for 1,000 kilometers, what happens is that a demand for a cement, sand, stone, labor. So all of these products will increase. Cement is necessary for a construction of a road. Sand is necessary. Stone is necessary. Labor is necessary. So the demand for these products will get increased. Whenever there is an increase in the demand, there will be an increase in the price. So this is just an example of whenever the government increases expenditure on other projects also. It may be any project like any welfare measures, any construction projects. So whenever there is an increase in the expenditure on the part of the government, there will be an increase in the demand. Gradually there will be a inflation. So this is all. Next one is a black money or money laundering. Okay. So money laundering is nothing but people are not a particular type of a people who are earning a money by means of a illegal way or some other ways, not paying the tax to the government, and they keep it as a black money, a illegal money. Okay. For that money there will be no records in a government. They are not paying a tax from that money, from that earnings. So a part of money which was not, for which the tax was not paid by the some illegal earning peoples, that is what is known as a black money, and that practice is known as a money laundering. So to hide that illegal money, to hide that black money from the eyes of a government, what they will do is that they may invest such a money in a land, real estate, gold, etc. So whenever there is an investment using a black money on real estate, on a gold, what happens is that the price of the gold will increase, the price of the land and real estate projects like house will get increased. So like this causes a increase in the demand. Okay, the price increase is only due to the demand, huge investment on a particular type of products to hide the black money from the eyes of a government. Next one is the increase in the salary or wages. So whenever there is an increase in the salary of employees of daily wages, what happens is that they will start consuming extra. Whenever if a person is earning a salary of some 50,000 rupees per month, if his salary was raised to some 80,000 rupees, then what happen is that he will buy some extra products. He may even buy some luxurious product because his salary was increased. He may buy a luxury products. You may buy a luxury cell phone. So there will be an increase in the consumption, which leads to the increase in the demand in the market due to the extra purchasing. He may buy some 3 shirts per month. But if salary was increased, what will happen? He will buy some 5 shirts in a month or 6 shirts in a month. So when there is an increase in the consumption, there will be an increase in the demand. Gradually the price will also increase. So these are the 5 major reasons that leads to the which was the demandful factors of inflation. Next, what we are going to discuss is the cost push factors. On a cost push factor side, first one is the infrastructural bottleneck. Okay, infrastructural bottleneck is nothing but there is a constraint in the infrastructure. There may be some fault in the infrastructure. Take for example 3 cities. Take for example A, B and C. Take for example A, B and C. So if a manufacturing company need to transport particular goods from a city A to city B. Okay, city A to city B, a company need to sell the product. But a company need to send a product from a city A to city B, but if there is no road facility or a very bad road facility between a city A and city B, but there is a good road. This is a bad road, but there is a good road between a city A to C and a city B to C. So what happened is that a company need to send a product to city C and then to city B, because here there is no road facility or very bad road, but here there is a good road. So this is what is known as a infrastructural bottleneck or infrastructural constraint. There is a lack of facility. So what happens if it goes to city C and then to city B? Cost will increase. Petrol cost or diesel cost will increase, because it need to go to first city C, which is very far away from city A, and then to city B, which is also very far away from a city C, rather than that of a very short distance between A and B. So this causes the increase in the price of a fuel. So whenever there is an increase in the price of a fuel, the price of the product will also increase, because fuel is also a product used for the production of some products. So this is what is known as an infrastructural bottleneck. Likewise, there can be any infrastructural bottleneck. Next one, rise in wages. Okay, right, wages are a part of production, right? Wages are also a part of production. For example, if a company need to manufacture a car, what are all the things that need to manufacture a car? Is that tires, light, body of a car, then paint and engine. Some other things are required, but salary or wages is also, I mean, a human being, human resource also required, because some amount of, although the automations are available, also some amount of human beings need to be there to produce a car. So company need to pay a salary to those people. So this salary is also a part of price of a particular car. So whenever the wages or salary increased, the price of the car will also increase. So this what happened is the cost push factor. So cost push factor is nothing but a increase in the price due to the increase in the cost of a raw material or some cost of a production of product or services. Indirect tax increase. We all know that we all know that what is meant by indirect taxes. Indirect taxes, take for example, GST is an indirect tax, then sales tax. These are all indirect tax. So this whenever the indirect tax increased, the price of a product will also increase, which leads to the increase in the cost, increase in the price of a product, which is nothing but a inflation. So this is also one of the cost push factor. Then seasonal and climatic changes. So on particular period of a time, there may be a reduced production. Take for example, there is a reduced production of onion or tomato on a particular year due to the very bad weather condition, very bad season condition. What will happen is that if the production was reduced, then its supply gets reduced. It cannot able to meet the demand in the market. If the demand goes high, what will happen is that it leads to the inflation. So seasonal factors leads to, take for example another example is that how the cost was associated with the seasonal failure is that an extra amount was, if the, take for example on a particular year the water the rain was not enough to grow a onion or tomato, there is a no proper rain in a particular place. What needs is that agriculturalist or farmer must need to get a water from some other resources, like using a motor, borewell, pump well, pump sets. So electricity bill was increased. So an increase in the electric cost will lead to the increase in the price of a production, cost of increase in the cost of a production of a particular product, because to get a water from underground, a pump set need to run using electricity, so electricity cost increased or added to the production of a particular product rather than getting a rainwater, so which leads to the increase in the production cost. So this is the example for a seasonal and the climatic condition that associated with the cost push inflation. So these are all the cost push inflation factors. Next factor is the other particular factors, other that leads to the inflation. First one is the crude oil. As we know that India is buying a crude oil from other Gulf countries, Middle East countries, because crude oil availability or crude oil availability was very low in India. So we are buying a crude oil from other Middle East nations, Gulf countries. So whenever there is an increase in the price of a crude oil on an international market, it will lead to a inflation condition, because crude oil forms an most important part of a government expenditure. We are buying a crude oil for some crores of rupees, so it forms an important part of a government expenditure, and also crude oil is used for a various purposes like production of a petrol, diesel, kerosene, gasoline. So whenever there is an impact in the crude oil price, it may create an inflation, and which leads to the increase in the price of other products also. Take for example, what happens if increase in the price of a crude oil leads to is that increase the price of the petrol or diesel will increase. If the price of the petrol or diesel increases, what happens? A transport cost will be increased. So what happens next is that a bus ticket will also get increased. So this is what is known as a other factor like crude oil that impact the inflation conditions. Next, middleman. If there is a presence of a middleman between any two business like A or B, or between any two transaction, he will get some profit. He will also get some profit. Take for example, if there is a middleman between a company A and the people. So rather than company directly selling the product to the people, if it depends on a middleman to sell the product to the people, what happens is that these middlemen will get some profit. If he is buying some 50 rupees from a company, then he will sell some 55 rupees. So 5 rupees profit goes to the middleman. If what happens if it directly goes to the people is that these 5 rupees will be saved. So what is the meaning is that a presence of a middleman was necessary to convey one product to people. A middleman was a very necessary one. What happened is that if the number of middleman was increased largely, it will lead to a inflation. If one or two middlemen's presence between a company and the people is doesn't matter. But what happens if there is a 10 middlemen between a company and the people? These 10 middlemen get some profit on a product. Then gradually the price will also increase. So middleman was necessary, but huge middleman was leads to an inflation condition. Next, industrial unrest. If there is any industrial strike or some other industrial accidents which affects the production, and also political reasons like war between the countries also affects the production, which leads to a reduced supply, that leads to a inflation. So these are all the major causes of inflation. Thank you.